a Benil. Nawn da chi gyd, good afternoon to you all. Y Cynghorydd Austin Roberts ydw i, a fi ydi cadeirydd y Pwyllgor Cynllunio. Gai groesawu pawb i'r cyfarfod sy'n gyfarfod aml leoliad. Yn ogystal ag aelodau'r Pwyllgor, mae gennym hefyd swyddogion yn ymuno ni i gynorthwyo gyda'r trafodaethau ynghyd â siaradwyr cofrestrig. Bydd y cyfarfod yn cael ei ffrydio'n fyw a'i recordio, a bydd ar gael i'w wylio ar ôl i'r cyfarfod dod i ben. Os bydd y ffrydio byw yn methu, bydd y cyfarfod yn parhau a bydd recordiad ar gael trwy wefan y cyngor ar ôl i'r cyfarfod dod i ben. Gai atgoffa aelodau bod cyfleusterau cyfieithu ar y pryd ar gael a bod angen i'r rhai sy'n mynychu o bell ddewis eu haith. I'r rhai yn y siambr sy'n dymuno siarad, codwch eich llaw. I'r rhai sy'n mynychu o bell, defnyddiwch y botwm codi llaw. Bydd siaradwyr yn y siambr ac o bell yn cael ei gwahodd i siarad bob yn ail. I'r rhai sy'n mynychu o bell, cofiwch nad oes modd i'r rhai yn y siambr ddefnyddio'r cyfleuster sgwrsio. Mae gofyn i aelodau'r Pwyllgor sy'n mynychu o bell adael eu camerâu ymlaen trwy gydol y trafodaethau ac wrth bleidleisio mwyn cynnal cywirdeb y broses gwneud penderfyniadau. Os ydych chi'n gorfod gadael y cyfarfod dros dro, rhowch neges yn y cyfleuster sgwrsio, fel bod y swyddog gwasanaethau democrataidd yn gwybod ac yna rhowch wybod i ni pan fyddwch chi yn ôl. Rydw i'n disgwyl i bawb sydd yn bresennol ac sy'n cymryd rhan yn y cyfarfod hwn i ymddwyn yn briodol a pharchu ei gilydd. Mae hyn yn berthnasol i aelodau, swyddogion ac unrhyw un sydd yn yr oriel gyhoeddus. Symudwn ni ymlaen i rhaglen y dydd. Eitem 1. Ymddiheuriadau.
Yeah, we've had one apology from Councillor Chris Cater and also Paula Jones, who's the Development and Building Control Manager.
Unrhyw ymddiheuriadau eraill? Na? Iawn. Eitem 2. Datgan cysylltiad cod ymddygiad llywodraeth leol. Joe.
Yeah, I'll be declaring an interest in item reference 0/51372. As a ward member, I will be declaring a personal interest, but also prejudicial, as I've already predetermined my views in a public forum. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, Cynghorydd Gwennol. Gwennol, ti'n clywed? Da ni wedi colli? Do? Di di mynd i? Iawn, oce. Nw'n ni chymryd i datganiad i pamddaw i nôl, ia? Right, materion brys, urgent matters? Na, dim. Right, eitem 4. Cofnodion cymeradwyo a llofnodi cofnodion y cyfarfod diwethaf fel cofnod cywir. Cofnodion yr 11 o'r 12fed 2023, tudalena 7 i 15, na i ddim mynd trwyddyn nhw, so o'n i trwy nhw rhif 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 a 15. Os a rhywun yn fodlon cynnig bod nhw'n gywir, Cynghorydd Tristan Lewis, diolch yn fawr. Os a eilydd ysgolwch yna, y Cynghorydd Price. Reit, y cyfnodion dyddiedig... O, sori, edrych i ddangos dwylo. Show of hands, please. That's unanimous, I think. Iawn, mae hynny wedi cael i... O, Gwennol's back. Iawn, Gwennol?
Yeah, diolch Austin. I lost connection with the meeting, so I need to declare an interest in item 5G on the agenda, as the development could affect some residents in my ward. My interest is non-prejudicial and is not personal, as the proposed development would not affect my personal well-being or the well-being of any close personal associates. Diolch.
Okay. Reit, yn ôl at y cofnodion a degfed, y cyfarfod degfed o'r cynta 2024. Os a rhywun yn cynnig bod hynny'n gywir? Oh, sorry, Alan Hunter. Ac eilydd? Tristan Lewis. Pawb yn meddwl bod nhw'n gywir? Dwylo, ysgwch y dda? Diolch yn fawr. Mae hynny wedi'w derbyn yn gywir. Reit, dyma ni. Iawn, mi fydd pethau yn wahanol iawn i'r addendum. The order we will be going today will be different to the addendum. There will be a few slight differences. Iawn, i ddechrau, cais dim stroke 49,452. Demolition of existing dwelling and erection of 9 new dwellings together with formation of a new access and pedestrian footpath, Glinton, Top Llan Road, Glan Conwy. Dwi am mynd drosodd I David Watson.
The officer recommendation is changed in the addendum, which your members will notice, to be revised recommendation to defer determination of the planning application. Just to go back further into the addendum, amended plans have been received from the agent 8th of February for consideration and discussion, but they haven't been formally subject of any consultation with the public as yet. There has been some discussion with Highways about them. And they relate to biodiversity matters, screening, recycling store, landscaping features. So in light of that, officers are recommending that the defer determination of the application to consider the amended plans and further comments from the highway officer and the ecologist and reconsultation comments. Thank you.
Iawn. Councillor Alan Hunter. Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking at...
No, but I will do, Chair. I was just going to propose we go to recommendation. Do we, I mean, I don't think there's really anything to discuss because we'll have to wait till it comes back. So I'm happy to propose.
Okay, diolch yn fawr. Eilydd, Tristan Lewis, diolch yn fawr. Can I have a show of hands, please? Na fo, iawn, diolch yn fawr. Mae hynna'n unfrydig. Okay. Right, the next item, yr item nesa, 0/51372. Construction of concessions kiosk as part of Phase 2B of the Colwyn Bay Flood Defence and Public Realm Improvements Kiosk Promenade, West Promenade, Rhos-on-Sea, Colwyn Bay. I shall go over to the officer.
Diolch, Cadeirydd. We are recommending that this application is deferred for 3 reasons. First of all, we have had a holding objection from Welsh Water due to the proximity of the sewer. We've received an amended plan showing the location of the sewer in which we are in consultation with Welsh Water. Secondly, we have had further details of the robustness of the kiosks to withstand storm damage, and that matter is receiving attention. And thirdly, we've had a representation relating to the delivery arrangements for the kiosks, and that matter is, we are in discussions with the Highway Authority on those matters. So for those reasons, we recommend that the application be deferred.
Iawn, diolch yn fawr. Sorry, y cynghorydd Ifor Lloyd.
Diolch yn iawn, Cader. Ia, dwi'n hoffi symud yr argymelliad. Dwi'n meddwl bod ni eisiau bach fwy o amser ar hwn.
Oce, diolch yn fawr. Os y eilydd, y cynghorydd Nia. Diolch yn fawr. Y gai groesawu hefyd, cyn i mynd ymlaen, gai groesawu cynghorydd Nia, dyma I chyfarfod cyntaf hi. Iawn, show of hands. Dyna fo, mae hwnna'n unfrydol. Reit, nesa ydy cais rhif dim stroke 5 1 2 dim 1. The proposed installation of a 25-metre high monopole supporting up to 12 number antennas and up to 4 number dishes. Overall height 26.2 metres, together with up to 6 number ground-based cabinets, 1 number meter cabinet and ancillary development thereto, etc., etc. Land at Llandudno Football Club, Maesty, Builder Street, Llandudno. Again, Mr. Watson.
Chairman, we have a speaker on this one.
Yeah.
She wants to speak.
Okay. Mayor's room. Miss Weston, yeah? Miss Weston, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here, sorry.
You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Vicky Weston and I'm the agent working on behalf of Icon Tower Infrastructure Limited in relation to the proposal before you at Llandudno Football Club. Icon are an infrastructure company who have an established portfolio of sites which host a variety of operators, including mobile network operators, so the likes of 3, EE, Vodafone, Virgin Media O2, and over 100 smaller essential networks. There are a number of existing sites in the immediate vicinity of the football club. The existing MBNL mast at the football club would need redevelopment in order to be upgraded, as it's at capacity and unlikely to be structurally capable of hosting 5G equipment in the future. There's also an existing airwave mast at the football club and an existing cornerstone site across the road in the bus depot, which is currently shared by Vodafone and Virgin Media O2. It's noted that an objection was received yesterday from Cornerstone, who are a competing telecoms infrastructure company. They have stated that they have no intention of removing their existing site at the bus depot. However, an agent of Cornerstone made an approach in writing to Site Telecom's kit at the football club as recently as November 2023. This stated that their site was due to be decommissioned and that they were looking for alternative sites in the area. Therefore, Cornerstone's objections on the grounds of their existing installation remaining in situ is at odds to their recent approach to place Telecom's infrastructure at the football club. As clarified within the officer response to the objection, PPW advises that planning authorities should not seek to prevent competition between different operators. The proposed site is fully compliant with Planning Policy Wales, as its purpose is to promote site sharing, which over time would lead to a reduction in the number of sites in the area. The proposed tower will be capable of consolidating with both Airwave and MBNL, as well as other operators and smaller networks, not just Cornerstone. A group company of Icon Tower already have a long leasehold over the land, so the proposal will not have any additional impact on the club, nor their ability to meet WFA conditions. The application proposes a 25-metre high tower with 2 head frames in a stacked formation. The proposed height of the tower is guided by technical requirements of the operators who will utilise the site. The antennas need to be of a sufficient height to be able to transmit effectively over surrounding trees and buildings. Those operators utilising the lower head frame in particular would be at a disadvantage if the height of the proposed tower were to be lowered, which would make the site technically unviable. Similarly, the overall appearance of the tower is guided by technical and structural requirements. The proposed tower is designed to be structurally robust, allowing all of the operators to consolidate existing sites and share one structure. This minimises the overall number of sites required, in full accordance with the Code of Best Practice on Mobile Phone Network Development for Wales and PPW. The application site benefits from screening from existing trees on the football club boundary. However, Icon are agreeable to the planting of hedgerow
Yeah,
around the boundary.
thank you. Your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. David Watson.
Change to the recommendation for this application that's not in the addendum, and I'll be making it verbally to defer consideration of the application. Just to go back into the addendum, it refers to the objection that was received from Cornerstone that was received yesterday, and it gives the addendum gives details of their representation. They represent Vodafone and Telefonica, Virgin Media and O2, and they're referring to the fact that the application doesn't make any reference to other existing operators expressing an interest in relocating to the new structure. They say that Vodafone and Telefonica don't have requirements to upgrade their network, necessitating the relocation, and they intend to continue to provide coverage from their existing location. They say the proposal won't result in a reduction in the number of telecommunication installations as suggested. It will increase the number of installations. They say it's contrary to the best practice code for the mobile network development in Wales and Planning Policy Wales, which set out a sequential approach to new site selection. And they say that that sequential requirement is to first consider whether existing masts could be upgraded if 5G is required. They say that no supporting information has been submitted to demonstrate a need for the new mast, or that it could not be, their existing facilities could not be shared or upgraded if required. So they say the proposal has little or no benefit. It would result in a proliferation of sites, harm the local area, and contrary to policy.
Is that it?
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That was what the addendum says. The additional bit I was going to say is that obviously this is at odds with what the speaker, the applicant, has said, which is effectively saying that there is interest from adjoining operators. An approach has been made. So officers feel that there's a lack of clarity about whether any operators will need or use the facility. So it could increase the number of masts in the locality. And whilst the visual impact is acceptable, this is on the basis of there being some need for the development and to minimise the number of new sites and in order to comprise sustainable development. So we're recommending deferring to enable the application enable the applicant to clarify the likelihood that the development will actually be used by operators.
Thank you. So the recommendation now is to defer.
To enable further consideration of the objection and further discussion with the applicant.
Okay, thank you. Cynghorydd Tristan Lewis.
Mae'n ddwrnod gohirio heddiw.
Yndi.
A felly dwi'n mynd I gynnig bod ni'n gohirio hyd at y cwarod nesaf. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr. Seconder. Councillor Price, diolch yn fawr. Show of hands, please. All. Nefo, lovely, diolch yn fawr. Reit, dwi'n meddwl rwan, da ni'n mynd yn ôl I normalrwydd. I think we're going back to normality now. Reit, yr un nesa ydy 0/51289. Approval of reserved matters, access, appearance, layout and scale relating to plot 8, erection of 2 industrial buildings with associated parking, service, road and yards, reserved matters. Plot 8, Conwy Morfa Enterprise Park, Parc Caer Seion, Conwy. And we have a speaker, the agent, Mr Rhys Davies. Os fysach chi'n licio dod ymlaen, ysgwch yn dda. Mae gennych chi 2 munud, 3 minutes.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, fydda I ddim yn hir na'n cymryd y 3 munud yn ôl wedyn. Diolch am adael anerch y Pwyllgor I switch I Saesneg one. This is an application for reserve matters approval on a site that's got comprehensive outline planning permission over the Conwy Morfa site already. The only reason it's before the committee is because the council is still the landowner. So our client named on the committee report as Chris Jones, they're acquiring this plot 8 from Conwy Council. Chris Jones is director of Vector X, a Conwy-based company. They specialise in groundworks, civil engineering, and contracting, and they've been growing from strength to strength over recent years. They're currently based at the Riverside Business Park in Conwy, but need larger premises. So the intention here is that you'll see on the application that involves erection of 2 buildings. They're buildings that can be split into 9 separate units, and Vector X will occupy as owner occupier one of those units, and then the other units they will let to other businesses. So it's not a speculative application. If consent is granted, then they'll want to proceed with the acquisition and the development as soon as possible. So thus creating kind of the opportunity for them to create additional jobs and keep growing within Conwy. There are a few points that have been raised in consultation responses on the committee report. I've sent a note to the case of to Dave Watson to clarify kind of some of our responses on those. But just to touch on them, there is an objection from Conwy Town Council, and that relates to biodiversity. They were saying that for a building of this size, then they would expect some biodiversity enhancement. So just to clarify on that, then the principal building will now incorporate bird boxes on the south facing elevation, which is the elevation which is kind of sheltered from the prevailing winds. So we can incorporate 8 boxes on the principal elevation there. There'll be landscape areas within the site itself, which will also complement the significant strategic landscape area that's already been developed as part of the wider business park. And those landscape areas can also incorporate biodiversity enhancements. There are a couple of queries as well in terms of the status of the land and the fact that it was a former landfill site and contamination. And as with the other units that have already been developed and erected on the site, then there are precautions built into the buildings in terms of kind of gas membranes for the building and for the hard surfaces as well. So we've clarified that the intention is to effectively kind of reflect the mitigation measures that have already been carried out in other buildings. Thank you.
The speaker has mentioned some of the measures that are now included in the scheme to address biodiversity and landscaping. In addition to that, the applicant is saying that there will be 5 EV charging points provided within the car park, and lighting will be controlled and will be downward, inward facing, and that the proposal doesn't include pile foundations for this building, which is one of the matters raised by the Environmental Health Officer. Thank you, Chair.
Well, Open Swill. Cynghorydd Ifor Lloyd.
Yeah, thank you very much. I remember going to this application when it first came before us 5 years ago. They've overcome lots of engineering problems and been able to deliver something that we want there. I think the addition of the biodiversity corridors and sympathetic planting will enhance this whole area as well. So I'm very happy as well the bird boxes are going on. So it does tick all the boxes you'd expect with this kind of development, and the mitigation and conservation is of a very high standard. So I'd like to propose that we accept this application. Diolch.
So ti'n mynd o'r argymhelliad, wyt? You're going with recommendation?
I am, yes, I am.
Okay, diolch fawr. Is there a seconder? Councillor Hunter? Anybody else want to speak? No? Okay. Show of hands, please. Diolch fawr. Mae'n mynd lawr, ne? Iawn. Okay, next one. Yr un nesa. 0/5129. Variation of condition number 1 of planning consent dim 0/45890. Siting of a temporary scout hut from 2 steel site cabins donated by Betsy Cadwallader NHS Trust. This will provide basic shelter and toilet facilities on the site to allow for the siting of the cabins to be extended for a further 5 years. Conwy Scout Group Hut, Llanws Road, Conwy. Diolch yn fawr. David Watson again.
Thank you, Chair.
You're busy today, David.
There's nothing in the addendum, and the recommendation is minded to grant temporary planning permission. Thank you.
Oh, I'll take Joe.
Diolch, Deirydd. Yeah, happy to propose this. There are no objections. Everybody's happy. They've obviously enjoyed being there for the last period of time. So let's let them enjoy another 5 years.
Lovely.
happy
That's
to
all.
propose.
And Alan Hunter.
Yeah, I'm happy to second that. Anything that provides sites for youngsters to enjoy clubs or whatever, I'm very much in favour of. So yeah, happy to second.
Okay, I've got a proposal and a second. Dave Jones, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to second it as well.
Oh.
I read that they are raising money for a permanent hut as well. So you know, it's all good. Cheers.
Okay, there we are then. Show of hands, please. Lovely. Diolch yn fawr. Mae hynna'n unfrydol. That's passed. Right, and finally today, oh, we missed one away. Or solar, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Rhif y cais 0/51371. It is proposed to install solar. That's why I missed this one. It is to install a solar photovoltaic panels to roof areas as shown on the attached design drawings and product information. It is proposed that the electricity generated is used on site to support school energy consumption, and during school closure periods, the electricity generated will be fed back to the main electric grid. The installation includes alterations to existing internal electrical circuits and switchgear. It is also proposed to have IT connections installed for monitoring of energy performance and use, and a teaching aid provided to assist the teachers in educating pupils on the production and use of green energy. St Joseph's RC School, Brackley Avenue, Colwyn Bay. Kerry, yeah?
Diolch Cadeirydd. Does dim gwrthwynebiad gan yr awdurdod priffydd am dydy'r argymhelliad ddim wedi newid.
Okay, lovely. Anybody want to speak? Councillor Hunter.
Yes, thanks, Chair. Yeah, I'm very happy to propose this. Seems good use of solar panels, especially to perhaps bring something back into the school. So yeah,
Thank you.
very good.
Councillor David Carr. There you are.
Very happy to second this.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Dave Jones, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I like the educational side to this as well. Brilliant. Yeah, good.
Okay. Yeah. Show of hands, please. There we are. Unfrydol. That is passed. I don't want anything to do with it. Okay, there we are. And finally, ac I ddeweddu heddiw, cais rhif NQ/325992, construction and operation of wind farm grid connection battery energy storage systems and related infrastructure, Alwen Forest Wind Farm. Kerry.
Diolch Cadeirydd. There's no objection from the Highway Authority. Economic Development, they have drawn attention to the height of the turbines. They will be up to 200 metres, which is quite a lot higher than the existing turbines we saw yesterday in the area. And they need to be considered given the landscape infrastructure and visual impact, and their effect on the setting of the Alwen Reservoir. They have also requested a community benefit fund, which will probably take the form of a voluntary fund offered by the developer rather than through a Section 106 agreement, although that matter will be determined by the Welsh ministers. Since the addendum's gone to press, I've received very recently a representation by a person concerned about protected species, including ospreys in the area. As we've only just received this, I haven't been able to get the comments of our ecologist, but essentially the matter will be considered further by the inspector when the application, once submitted, goes to examination. I do have some visualizations I can show for the members who weren't able to attend the site inspection yesterday. I don't know if there's any interest in seeing those or...
Yes.
Okay, then.
And
In
we've
that-
got time, I think.
Yes, okay. Julia, could you start with slide 2, please? Okay, so this slide shows the essential layout of the site. So you've got Llynbrennig, which is the large reservoir at the centre of the image. You've also got the Alwen Reservoir on the southwest corner. And each of the blue dots represents a single turbine. So there are 9 turbines proposed altogether. Now, the situation is a little bit complicated in terms of planning policy because the 3 turbines at the southern end of the site are within an area which is identified in Future Wales as a pre-assessed area. And in those areas, there is a presumption in favour of large-scale wind turbines. The 3 turbines which you can see towards the middle of the site, I think they're called 4, 5, and 6, are just outside the pre-assessed area. And the 3 turbines which form almost a straight line towards the northern end of the site are actually within Denbighshire, but because the boundary between Denbighshire and Conway is quite convoluted in that area, it's actually the turbines in Denbighshire that have the greatest impact on views from certain vantage points within Conway. And those turbines are also outside the pre-assessed area. So it's a little bit of a complicated situation. At the time we adopted our LDP, the entire site was within what was called the strategic search area. The pre-assessed area is for a it's for a smaller area than the pre-assessed area. So essentially, the national policy covers the 3 turbines at the southern end of the site. The remaining turbines will be assessed according to LDP policies, but we have to bear in mind that in time, when the replacement LDP will be changed to reflect national planning policy. There is concern. We have discussed our approach with my colleagues and also with Denbighshire's officers, and we have to acknowledge that as a large part of the site is within a pre-assessed area, it would be futile to object to the application as a whole. But we do have concerns in particular with regard to the 3 turbines at the northern end of the site, because they are well outside the boundary of the pre-assessed area. They also have a greater impact on viewpoints along the A543 and from the Hiraethog Special Landscape Area, which is immediately to the northwest of the forest. And they would also form a linear arrangement. I don't know if, Julia, you could go on to slide 18. So this represents a viewpoint which wasn't very far from where we stopped the bus yesterday. And you can see that the turbines towards the southern end of the site within the pre-assessed areas are clustered closer together. The 3 turbines towards the left-hand side of the image, which is the northern end of the site, those are the ones that are of greatest concern to us because they would form a linear row, and effectively they would extend the visual envelope further beyond the pre-assessed areas than the other 6. I don't know if you could now go to slide 21, please. So this is the second place where we stopped yesterday, and this was taken at the lay-by opposite the Sportsman's Arms. And what you can see here is a view looking east. So it's looking towards, it's actually looking into Denbighshire from Conway. The turbines which are coloured purple on that image are the pantomime wind farms, and they have been granted planning consent by Denbighshire, but that planning permission has not yet been implemented. The turbines which are shown in blue of those images are the existing wind turbines. So you've got the Tir Mostyn, Brennig, and in the far distance, you've got Clockennog Forest Wind Farm. And then if you can go finally to slide 22, this is a visualization looking south from the A543. So it's looking towards the direction of the proposed Alwen Forest wind farm. And as you can see, you would be able to see all 9 turbines, but because of the variation in topography across the site, the 3 closest turbines would be particularly prominent. So our recommendation to the committee is that the committee objects in particular to turbines 1, 2, and 3 because of their linear formation, their location outside the pre-assessed areas, and also their impact on the setting of the Hiraethog Special Landscape Area. But we do not propose to object to the remaining 6 turbines. It is, of course, a matter of judgment. There is always a balance to be had between landscape impacts and the need for electricity generation. But it's our view that that represents a fair balance. Thank you.
Diolch yn fawr. Y cynghorydd Gwennol Ellis.
Diolch, Cynghorydd Austin, neu roi cyfle i bobl wisgo i'w clust hwnna. Mae'r rhannau o Gonwy wledig yn prysur datblygu i fod yn fferm gwynt anferthol. Mae'r terbeini gwynt yn mynd yn fwy ac yn fwy, gyda'r rhai sy'n cael ei amlinellu gan RWE Renewables UK a mesur 200 metr. Mae hynny o'r gwaelod i ben y modur yn unig. Efo'r llafnau mwyaf, gall yr uchder yma ymestyn i 270 metr. Mae'r ardaloedd gwledig yn denu twristiaeth i fwynhau cefn gwlad ac mae'r llwybr i gerddwyr, beicwyr a chadeiriau olwyn o gwmpas cronfa ddŵr yr Alwen yn boblogaidd iawn trwy gydol y flwyddyn gyda pobl leol ac ymwelwyr yn ei ddefnyddio. Mae'r ardal yma yn anial, ond mae'r golygfeydd yn hardd iawn ac yn gynefin i rywogaethau prin fel y gylfeinir ac fel sydd newydd gael ei grybwyll gan Ceri Gweilch y Pysgod. Mae faint o goncrit sy'n cael ei ddefnyddio i angori 1 twrbain yn y ddaear a'r mawndir yn aruthrol. Oes unrhyw un yn gwybod pa gemegau sy'n cael ei gollwng i'r amgylchedd o'r concrit yma? Mae ffermwyr Conwy ar hyn o bryd yn wynebu un o'r amseroedd mwyaf heriol i'w bywoliaeth a'i bodolaeth o fewn cenedlaethau efo'r cynllun ffermio cynaliadwy, y Sustainable Farming Scheme, yn enw gwarchod yr amgylchedd. Pa reswm felly ganiatáu gosod mwy a mwy o dwrbeini dyr wedi angori mewn concrit yng nghanol amgylchedd naturiol sydd wedi cael ei gwarchod? Mae cwmnïau sy'n gosod y ffermydd gwynt yma yng nghefn gwlad yn rhoi arian sylweddol mewn cronfeydd a defnydd cymunedol, ac yn defnyddio hynny fel math o apwyd i berswadio pobl i dderbyn mwy a mwy o dwrbeini. Yn hytrach na thaflu arian at brosiectau cymunedol, pam na all pobl sy'n byw yn yr ardaloedd gwledig, fel i'w chaled yn y ward i, gael eu trydan yn sylweddol ratach? Mae'r ffermydd gwynt sydd eisoes yn bodoli yn cynhyrchu mwy na digon o adrydan ar gyfer Gogledd Cymru. Felly mae'n le i ofyn pam fod yn rhaid codi mwy o ffermydd gwynt, o dwrbeini gwynt. Felly dwi'n cynnig bod ni'n gwrthod y cais yma. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr, Gwennol. Cynghorydd Ifor Lloyd.
Ie, diolch yn fawr. Mae gennau problem hefo y tair tyrbyn 1, 2 a 3 hefyd. Maen nhw'n sefyll reit ar ben y gorwel, yn sefyll mewn fatha patrwm, be maen nhw'n dweud, ribbon development hefyd. So mae'n just ongl a naturiol. Maen nhw'n sefyll rhy uchel yn y tirwedd. Hefyd, cwestiwn sgynna i, dwi heb gweld hyn yn y adroddiad. Mae yna darn o goed Norway Spruce fama, lle mae yna wiwerod coch, ond dwi'n gweld ddim byd am hynny yn yr adroddiad, na hefyd be di hanes y Pine Martins, cos dwi'n cofio tro dwytha yn y datblygiad yn top yma, meddwl nhw sôn am Pine Martins, dwi'n gweld byd am hynny chwaith. Os yna eglurhad am hynny?
Eri?
Dwi ddim mewn sefyllfa i ymateb mewn perthynas arwyddiorad na'r Pine Martins. Mae o'n rhywbeth fedra ni godi fel pwynt sydd angen sylw pellach, os di'r Pwyllgor eisiau gwneud hynny. Mewn perthynas â maint y turbines, dwi newydd jecio efo'r datganiad dylunio a mynediad. Mae'n dweud, the final maximum tip height is proposed at up to 200 metres and all with rotor diameters of up to 155 metres. Felly 200 metr i'r pen fydd o. Fyny at 200 metr.
Iawn, Ifor?
Diolch, ia.
Eisiau dod yn ôl?
Wel, sgan i ddim problem hefo egwyddor y datblygiad yma, oherwydd mae'r gweddill yn ei lle, mwyn o lai. Mae gyd ar anifeiliaid mewn un cae fel tai. Dwi yn teimlo dros pobl sydd yn gorfod gwylio nhw o dydd i dydd. Ond, maen nhw eisiau rhoi nhw rwle. Dwi'n split efo hon. Diolch.
Oce, diolch fawr.
Just er mwyn eglurhad, fedra i gyfeirio chi at paragraff 59 o'r adroddiad. In terms of species, the draft ES considers that the construction works would not have a significant impact on bats, dormouse and pine marten. The construction works would have a significant impact at a site level on otter, red squirrels and reptiles, and at a local level on water voles.
Diolch, Ceri.
Yn ôl at Cynghorydd Gwennol, wyt ti wedi gwneud cynnig i wrthod, do?
Do, chi'n bod, dwi'n gyfeirio hefyd at be ddodd y cynghorydd Ifor rwan. Chi'n bod, dydy'r ffaith bod yna gymaint ohonyn nhw'n barod ddim yn gyfiawnhad drwy osod mwy na chdi, i osod mwy.
Na, y cwestiwn dwi'n ofyn ydy, wyt ti wedi gwneud cynnig bod ni'n gwrthod? Mynd yn erbyn yr argymhelliad.
Byddwn ni yn hoffi tasa'r cyngor yn cymryd i ystyried be ddides i am effaith y concrit ar yr amgylchedd a hefyd yr effaith i'r dymor. Chi'n bod, dydy o ddim yn gwneud dim syniad. Dyna pam dwi'n cynnig bod ni'n gwrthod yr cynnig yma. Gwrthod yr cais yma. Os na chai gefnogaeth, chi'n bod, mi fyddai'n cynnig bod ni'n gwrthod y dair sy'n cael ei nodi.
Na, mae'n gwrthod yn gwbl. Oce? Iawn. Reit, mae gennau gynigydd gen y Cynghorydd Gwennol yn bod ni yn gwrthod yr argymhelliad. Right? We've got a proposal from Councillor Gwennol that we go against the recommendation and to refuse all of these turbines. Is there a seconder for that proposal? Councillor Tristan first and then Councillor David Carr. Tristan?
Diolch yn fawr. Dwi'n cytuno be mae'r Cynghorydd Gwennol yn ddeud. Dach chi'n bod, dydy o ddim yn dderbyniol oherwydd bod ne turbini gwynt yn barod ac yn gyfiawnhad fel mae'r Cynghorydd Gwennol yn deud. Dach chi'n bod, ar y môr, mae'r llefydd yma, oedd y Cynghorydd Ifor yn deud, mae rhaid ni roed yn rwle. Wrth gwrs, dyn ni eisiau edrych am ynni adnewyddadwy. Ond y pwynt ydy bod yr effaith ar gefn gwlad ac ar drigolion, chi'n bod dwi'n cynghorydd yn y ward nesaf, a mae'r effaith yn ddirfawr ar yn cymuned gefn gwlad ni. Ac yn bod dwi'n meddwl dylen ni ystyried yn ddwys iawn y pwyntiau mae'r Cynghorydd Gwennol ydi wneud wrth edrych ymlaen i'r dyfodol, a felly dwi'n hapus i gefnogi Cynghorydd Gwennol. Diolch yn fawr.
Reit. So ti wedi eilio, do? Iawn. Cyn i fynd a gofyn am rhywbeth arall, Councillor David Carr, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'd like to second Councillor Gwenol's objection. I think very good points made by Councillor Gwenol and Councillor Ivor. I've got concerns about the effect on the wildlife, and I think possibly wind farms should be at sea, where there's obviously problems there, but inland, in rural areas, no. So I'm supporting Councillor Gwen on this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Cedi.
Diolch Cadeirydd. Yr unig bwynt fyswn i cael gwneud ydy bod dogfen Llywodraeth Cymru, dyfodol Cymru, ydy bod yna rhagdybiaeth gref iawn o blaid terbeini gwynt mewn ardaloedd. Dwi'm yn siŵr beth yw'r gair Cymraeg am pre-assessed areas. Ond beth bynnag, mae yna rhagdybiaeth gref iawn o blaid terbeini o fewn y pre-assessed areas. Unwaith ydych chi'n mynd tu allan i'r pre-assessed areas, mae o'n dod wedyn yn fwy yn fater i bolisi lleol. Ond mae rhaid i ni hefyd gofio bydd y cais, pan fydd y cais yn cael ei gyflwyno'n ffurfiol, bydd y cais wedyn yn cael ei benderfynu gan arolygydd, bydd yn cael ei benodi gan Llywodraeth Cymru, a bydd rhaid i'r arolygydd gymryd ystyriaeth beth mae polisi cenedlaethol yn ogystal â pholisiau lleol yn dweud. Felly, bod gen i gymaint gydymdeimlad efo'r gwrthwynebiad o gael mwy o derbeini gwynt, dwi ddim yn meddwl fydda hynny yn wrthwynebiad y bydda'r cyngor yn gallu ei gynnal yn anffodus. Felly, dyna pam bod yr argymelliad yn benodol yn erbyn terbeini 1, 2 a 3.
Diolch yn fawr. Cynghorydd Dave Jones a wedyn y cynghorydd Ifor Lloyd. Dave?
Yeah, I would like to go with the officer's recommendation myself. Yes, wind turbines 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, they are outside the recommended area. But we need these wind turbines, and it is Welsh policy that we erect them, whether they're on land or at sea. We should be going with Welsh government policy. So yes, I would like to go with the officer's recommendation. Thank you.
Diolch yn fawr, Dave. Before I ask Councillor Ifor, are you willing to second?
No.
Okay, iawn, okay. Ti eisiau deud y ddeud gynta cyn mi ofyn am eilydd?
Ie, ni jyst yn just sôn am 1, 2 a 3. Dwi wedi sôn yn barod, so yna hapus i gefnogi. Diolch.
Okay. Reit. Cynghorydd Gwenol?
Diolch am gael dod yn ôl i siarad. Chod ydw i ddim yn naif, dwi'n gwybod beth di polisi Llywodraeth Cymru, dwi'n gwybod mae cael eu caniatáu fyddan nhw'n y diwedd, ond oeddwn ni'n teimlo bod angen gwneud y pwynt dwi wedi wneud heddiw. Felly dwi'n bodlon, chi'n bod, mynd ag eilio rwan argynhelliad cynghorydd Dave Jones ac Ifor Lloyd a gwrthwynebu'r dair, chos yn y diwedd y dydd ydy maen nhw'n mynd i gael eu caniatáu, ond fyswn ni'n deud yn sicr ddim y dair yna te. Felly mi newidiau un yn hynnig.
Okay, iawn. Tristan, Councillor Carr, are you willing to retract? Yeah, okay, right, okay. So, is there anybody who's willing to second Councillor Dave Jones's proposal? Councillor Stephen Price, diolch yn fawr. So, mae gennau gynigydd, mae gennau eilydd. Could you show of hands, please? To go with officer's recommendation. Yeah, okay. To exclude 1, 2 a 3. Yeah. Okay, mae hwnna'n unfydol. There we are. Dyna'r un diwedd. Yr un mwyaf dadleuol ar y diwedd. Sydd y beth gorau i wneud, fydda i'n meddwl. Ga i ddiolch i chi gyd am eich presenoldeb heddiw a'ch cyfraniadau. And I thank you all for being here and also for taking part in today's discussions. Diolch i chi gyd ar sgrin hefyd. Thank you all who's at home online. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd. Ga i diolch i'r swyddogion, i Ceri, Dave, a ga i diolch i Rachel fan hyn, ac i Salin y pen yn fanna, Julia Manco, James Chan, Berwyn yn y booth, ac gai hefyd diolch i'r arweinydd am ddangos i wyneb. Diolch yn fawr chi, tan tro nesaf, hwyl fawr.
Hwyl.